Hello everybody, I'm Michael. This is a review for The Pencil. It's a short story from 1971 by Raymond Chandler. It stars his famous detective, oh man, I'm forgetting his name. Philip Marlowe. Philip Marlowe, that's the name of the main character. He's our narrator, and he's a hard-boiled detective. This is definitely textbook hard-boiled, noir detective story. So, it's kind of dark. Our main character, he's really sarcastic and sassy all the time. He has snappy comebacks to pretty much everything. If somebody says a sentence to him, he'll have three sarcastic sentences back at them in a second. So the dialogue was pretty snappy. I like that. He deals with gangsters for most of this story. So there's lots of opportunity for back and forth. Also, a lot of opportunities for him to show off how fantastic and great he is. Like he gets the jump on a mobster guy, twice. So like this mobster's got a gun on him, but no, Marlowe's all cool and stuff. Just gets a little close, smacks the gun away, beats the crap out of the mobster, pulls out his own gun on the mobster, and basically just sends him away. Well, the mob can't have that, so after that happens, they send him the pencil. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. It's called the pencil because whenever the mob's going to kill somebody, they send a person a pencil. And his client is this guy named Ikky. Icky's been trying to get out of the mob, and the mob just sent Ikky the pencil. So he wants protection against the mob because the mob's going to send some people to kill him, and he hires Marlowe. So Marlowe enlists the help of this woman he knows, and this was pretty interesting. I like his relationship with this woman. She is the daughter of a police officer, I think it was a chief of police, who was murdered because he's too virtuous. And that's kind of an interesting backstory. They clearly have a history together and they know each other and they both really want to be together. They want to be an official couple and get married, but he thinks she's way too good for him, and he's right. But yeah, so that's the good part of the relationship. I wanted to see where the story was going. I kind of want to read another one of these stories to see if she comes back, if they ever do get married, what's going to happen with them in the future. The downside is that Marlowe is a sexist jerk. That also seems to be par for the course for hard-boiled detectives. So yeah, he's sexist. He thinks women exist solely for his pleasure. And at one point, he just crosses the room and starts making out with her, and then just goes back. It was weird. It's like they're in the middle of this serious conversation. Hey, I'm gonna make out with you, dollface. Oh, Philip, I thought you would never do that. It is weird. There's also a scene with a waitress later on where he criticizes her for not being pleasurable enough for him. And then he starts making comments about her body parts. It was just bad. So I don't like the sexism in this. So he has her stake out the airport. He's sort of staking out another part of the airport, and they see the mobsters. Basically, she does it. I don't think he does anything. She does all the work. She identifies who the two mobsters are based on his information, and she figures out where they're staying. And hey, it's not too close from Icky's apartment, just across the street. So Marlowe manages to sneak Ikky out of there, and he gets him in the car and gets him to go away in the middle of the night. And the next day, the mobsters shoot a guy. They basically killed a guy in the middle of the street. It's a guy who looks a lot like Ikky, but it's not Ikky. So the mobsters killed the wrong guy. And let's see. So the mobsters, when they realize Icky's gone away, they send Marlowe the pencil, and then this kind of interesting gangster shows up and has this big conversation with him. And, of course, Marlowe sort of gets the jump on him. They have a Mexican standoff while they're both holding guns at each other. And the gangster explains they're kind of hoping to kill two birds with one stone, kind of hoping to frame Marlowe for Icky's murder. Because, they heard, hey, we get to kill a guy in Marlowe's neighborhood. Cool, this is a great opportunity to frame Marlowe. They want revenge for something. I think it was a reference to a previous story. So he solved a previous mystery, and that made them mad. And around this time, he gets a telegram from Marlowe. No, Marlowe gets a telegram from Ikky saying, I think one of the gangsters is after me. You've got to meet me in, I think it was Flagstaff, Arizona, actually. So, I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but I will get into spoiler territory here. So if you don't want the ending spoiled for you, you should probably stop watching this video. So it turns out that the entire thing was a ruse the whole time. So the guy, Ikky, the guy that hired Marlowe, he was a fake. He was a fake from the mob. They actually, the guy they killed by accident, no, that was the real Ikky. They really did want to kill the real Ikky and frame Marlowe for it. Not entirely sure why they set up a fake Ikky to fool him. But anyway, Marlowe goes to Arizona and he basically arrests the fake Ikky, and that's it. Now the mob's gonna be out for blood for him, so he'd better protect himself. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the story got a sequel. Maybe it didn't. I have no idea. So overall, it was okay. It was pretty snappy. It moved really, really quickly. It seemed like, you know, every 2 pages or so, there was a big event, like a mobster showed up, or, you know, a gun went off. And the characters were somewhat interesting. I liked seeing him deal with his female friend. I didn't really like Ikky that much. And the clueless mobsters, well, they weren't too interesting. But the second mobster who had a big long talk with him was interesting. So like we got like 3 characters in here who are mildly interesting, so that's good. As a mystery, it really wasn't much of a mystery. It was just this guy following along the events of the mobster thing. Sure, there was that plot twist at the end that, oh, hey, you know, my client wasn't actually Ikky. He was an imposter the whole time. But that wasn't so much as solving a mystery, you know? I don't know. It's close enough. I could give it credit for that. So if you like hard-boiled detective fiction, this wasn't a bad story. I could see why people like this character. You know, I did a review for Sam Spade's Too Many Have Lived, so that's a short story, and that was pretty terrible. But compared to that, this is a really good story. This is the sort of, you know, hard-boiled detective fiction that I would expect from a great detective. It's good, hard-boiled detective fiction. Not exactly the genre for me. I can handle it in small doses, and, you know, this was a small dose. It was fine. Yeah, so I guess I'd say okay. I'd probably give it a sideways thumbs up. But if I'm comparing it to the bad, you know, Pulp Fiction stuff that I've read, then yeah, then this definitely stands out in comparison. We've got way more developed characters and storyline. Yeah, because I'm thinking of Sam Spade. Sam didn't really have much of a personality. He was just unemotional and cold the entire time. Whereas Philip Marlowe, he's actually invested in the mystery, and he's got a little bit of a personality. The fact that he's super broke is sort of his personality. That seems to happen a lot in these hard-boiled detective novels, too. They always seem super broke and willing to take any case. But, you know, that kind of builds up the character, so it's not bad.